How's it going? Welcome. We are doing another episode of the Shoe Care Academy. Today we'll be cleaning the Off-White 4s. They're mine. This pains me, but we're gonna clean them up right now. We got our kits here. I'm gonna use the Essential Kit, some shoe trees, and our dry Suede Kit. Let's get started. Let's go. All right, first thing we're gonna do, insert the shoe trees. We're gonna go ahead and set this one aside. So, first thing we're gonna do here today is take out the laces. We just inserted the shoe tree. It'll help maintain the form as we're cleaning these. I'm not exactly sure what my strategy is yet, but once I get it ready to go, we'll figure it out. Go ahead and set that aside. I think what I'm gonna start with is, before I get into solution and brushes, I think I'm gonna start with our dry Suede Kit. We'll brush off any excess dirt. Then I'll take the suede eraser and get as much as I can off these before I get them wet, because I'm a little scared actually to get these wet, but I think they'll be fine. So, dry Suede Kit comes with a suede eraser and a nice little handy brush. Well, I can tell you this isn't doing anything. So let's move on to this. We'll see. We may get to the water sooner than later. So as you guys can see, it's coming along. So I'm just gonna keep on this course. We'll just keep plugging along here and see how clean we can get it before we go to the solution and water. So it's looking better, but I can already tell that in the creases and crevices, we're gonna really need to get these things wet with some solution. This is gonna take out probably 80% of the dirt, but we're gonna need to go in there and get the rest out. As I said, this is my personal pair. So I wanna get these as clean as possible. This is one of my favorite shoes that has dropped as of recently, so I definitely wanna keep these looking good. So now that we got the dry brush out of the way, we're gonna go ahead and use our Essential Cleaning Kit. Use some solution in our bowl, and we're gonna go to town. We're gonna be careful with these because obviously I wanna keep them as clean as possible and as bright as possible. I'm actually glad that I did this first, because what I think is gonna happen is I lifted most of that dirt and grease. So I'm not gonna actually, when I get it wet, insert that into the material. So hopefully, by getting most of that off now, we have the ability to clean it a little easier. So let's get to it. Okay, first brush I'm gonna be using, soft bristle brush. I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure that I got everything off of this. I'm gonna remove as much excess water as possible. I'll just dab it on our cleaning mat, just to not oversaturate these shoes. Let's get started. Definitely when you're cleaning suede, want to make sure that you clean the shoes evenly to avoid water spots, especially light colored suede. So I'm gonna make sure that I clean this super evenly and get about every square inch of this suede to avoid any discoloration. Okay, now I use the first brush. What I'm gonna do, just go ahead and pat it dry, and then I'm gonna move on to the medium bristle brush, hit the midsoles, and then come back over the uppers one more time. Our medium bristle brush is white now, as you can see, so you know the difference, super easy. As you can see the difference. Keep this going. So I haven't cleaned a pair of shoes in a while. Definitely like our new drying rack. And that makes it super easy, just holds the brushes there. It's your bowl too, so you don't make a huge mess with laying these brushes out here. So super convenient. Shout out to whoever thought about that. We basically did most of the uppers. We did the midsoles with the medium bristle brush. I still have the sole to do, but I'm gonna do that last so I don't make this water any dirtier. What I'm gonna do now, take the medium bristle brush, and I'm gonna go back over the uppers, places that I missed, and anything that I see that's still stained. All right guys, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and exchange this water. I wanna make sure I'm working with clean water here. So let me go refill this. I'll come back, finish this up. So we got clean water. We're gonna go ahead and keep this moving. So it's gonna be really hard to tell how well these turn out until they dry completely. Right now, obviously, they look pretty dark, but I have a feeling they're gonna look pretty good. Okay, so one thing I'm gonna do, this material, if you've ever cleaned a pair of off-white 4s before, or any off-white really, you know that this mesh material that they're using is super hard to clean. I did figure out one way to kind of clean it. I buff it. This is my trusty microfiber towel that I do with midsoles. Well, I found out that it works similar on this off-white mesh material. It's not gonna get it perfect, but it'll definitely make it look 10 times better. All right, let's move on to the sole now. I'm gonna take the medium bristle brush first, loosen the dirt, and then move on to the stiff bristle brush here. Again, just loosening the dirt with the medium bristle. I'm not applying too much pressure. I'm also making sure that the runoff doesn't run all over the shoe, so I'm holding it in a specific way so it doesn't run back up on the uppers. Gotta use a little elbow grease on these soles, boy. Use my microfiber towel again, get the edges, buff it out. This allows a little more friction, so it typically cleans better on hard to clean surfaces. All right, let's take a look. Much different, much better. All right, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna look over the shoe. I'm gonna check my work, see if there's anything else that I need to touch up. I'm getting old, so my eyes are bad. I'm gonna have to hold it out here. Plus, I was out late last night, so bear with me for this video. I'm a little tired. I only got a couple hours sleep, so. Looks pretty good, but I'm gonna touch it up a few more places, and then we should be good to let this dry. It's important that this dries evenly too, because if it doesn't, it will leave watermarks. I've cleaned a pair of these before and it left some watermarks because it didn't dry evenly. So I'm gonna set these outside so it, you know, it's Arizona heat, it'll dry in like 10 minutes. Once they dry, we'll come back, we'll analyze them. I may do some touch-ups with the suede eraser, but this is obviously last resort. I would always recommend, if you got a small scuff or there's just not that dirty, just use this and a brush because it'll probably clean up nice. But if they look like this, you really don't have an option. So we went ahead and used the Essential Kit, and hopefully they clean up good and dry looking nice. So let's go put these outside. We'll see you in a few. All right, so we put the shoe outside. It's drying in Arizona sun. I did forget to clean the laces and the tab, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Should be pretty easy. Cool. These are good to go. We're gonna set these aside, wait for those shoes to dry, and then we'll be back.
What's going on, Rejuvenation? We have teamed up with our good friends over at Kicks World to give you guys a chance at winning a pair of Travis 6 British khakis in your size. All you have to do to enter is click the link in the description below and follow 3 easy steps. You must be following Kicks World on Instagram, sign up for Rejuvenator's newsletter, and comment your shoe size in the actual widget to be considered an entry. The giveaway ends June 30th. Good luck. Now let's get back in today's video.
Okay, so we're back. These are completely dry. I went ahead and laced them up. I also reset the nap. So I just went over the suede material, and reset the nap so it's smooth again. I will tell you though that the material did change slightly, so just be aware if you do get them wet and you clean them with cleaning solution and water that the material will change. It's a little bit of a different color than it was before. It's less cream, but overall they look awesome in comparison to this. Again, if they're not that dirty, you have a pair of these and you just have a scuff and you need a little clean, use the Suede eraser and our dry Suede Kit. If you got a pair that are just thrashed, you can clean them with solution and brush, but be aware that, you know, they will look slightly different. But other than that, good. That's gonna be it, and that's gonna conclude this episode of Shoe Care Academy. Peace.